do y'all want?
Speak! The building doesn't close till 10.
Vote. Then leave. If you want to get out of here, you can go. You're not even on set. So I'm coming up here because I've been reluctant to speak for the last couple of weeks, although my presence, I guess, has been felt. And the reason I've been reluctant to speak is because I think I've been cast over the last several months here as the angry black woman. So I've been cast that way, I might as well embrace it. I am an angry black woman in my Senate.
There you go.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I think that it's important that we remember how we got to this point.
Bye, Chicano Studies! Shame on Chicano Studies! Shame on Chicano Studies! Come back, Chicano Studies!
Hey, let her speak.
Walking out on the students! Walking out on the students!
If you do not maintain order,
They betrayed the movement! Betraying the movement!
move your chair.
Let her speak.
You don't even know what the motion is, so shut up.
Let her speak.
So this has been the treatment that I've received. This is indicative of how I've been received by the Senate since my, during my entire tenure here. By Vina Prabhu, by Nancy Hunt,
Bye, you guys. Bye.
So this has been indicative of the treatment.
Don't let the door kick you.
And so I think that we know where the motion is going. We know that we already lost the ethnic studies motion. It's already been changed. It's not even on the table anymore. Now we have as a race and ethnicity possibility, which this body already voted down. We began with this very tame motion, and Gretchen Peterson helped me write it and then spoke against it. And so we need to remember this. So I'm no longer trying to win your vote because I know that the people here don't hear me. All they see is the angry black woman. So let me tell you what the angry black woman believes.
All right.
Okay.
I believe that we are in a white supremacist
Thank you.
academic setting.
That's factual.
That's right.
The white supremacy of the GE revision committee that's now leaving, that proposed a GE revision requirement, or proposed a diversity requirement that dilutes the impact of ethnic studies. I know that to be the case. We are moving from a diversity requirement that focused on race, class, and gender to a diversity proposal that would introduce 8 separate categories. As it stands, with just race, class, and gender, ethnic studies, Scott Bowman sent out the data, only taught 1/3 of those courses. So what happens when we move from 1 in 3 to 1 in 8, right? You can see the handwriting on the wall. So the president and the provost and whoever else wants to come up and give you flowery language about how ethnic studies is valued by the university. Meantime, I'm the only tenure track faculty member in Pan-African Studies this year, right? And so they want to give you flowery language and say ethnic studies will be here tomorrow and the day after. It won't be here in 2017, right? Or will be in some merged form. And so all of you who want to say, I'm here to protect ethnic studies, if it were really on the chopping block, I'd stand up. You're not so dumb to know that, not to know that it's on the chopping block. Right. It's a slow death. Yeah. That's what's been This is about ensuring that we retain our ethnic studies units. This is about ensuring that we stay here. This is about ensuring that we give our students the kind of education that empowers them to get PhDs at UCLA and UC Berkeley, that empowers them to be the teachers that we want in the classrooms for our children. That's what it's really about. It's about saying that we need to have the courage as a university not to move from a space of fear or a space of entitlement, because that's really what's happening. It's this idea that history and sociology and English, and sorry, Aaron, I've got no are entitled to teach ethnic studies, but somehow those of us who dedicated our entire careers to doing this work don't have the expertise and are moved only by emotion. I've seen the emails that went around that cast them anonymous students asking the secretary my whereabouts is Melina Abdullah, not y'all, right? And so we need to understand what it is we're really doing. We can have the courage to entrench ethnic studies, to embed ethnic studies in our curriculum, but instead it seems that the majority of you, which shouldn't be surprising, that is the definition of apartheid. You remember that, Dr. Bowman. Halisi would have told us the definition of apartheid is when a power majority, who are a numeric minority, impose an unjust system. And so I say that we should have the courage to say that we don't want to tie ourselves to a system of academic apartheid anymore. We want to reclaim what we said the Cal State system was supposed to be, and we want to provide you all, us all, as a state, these are the students who are going to come out and be the workers, be the social workers, be the teachers, be those who care for our children, be those who do the work in the community, right? We want to create a system that empowers them to see each other and to see themselves in a real and accurate way. And so I know that motion is not on the floor anymore. There are opportunities for us to change it, but I encourage you to move not from a space of fear, not from a space of entitlement, white supremacy, and I'm just going to call it as it is. Don't move from that space. Move from a space of vision. Vision what can be. Think about who it is who created Black studies and Chicano studies and Asian American studies in the first place, and why it was created, and really ask yourselves, interrogate yourself, and say, are we past that? Do we not need that anymore? Or is it something that we need? I heard my colleagues in Chicano studies, and it's a lie to say that we didn't reach out, because I've met with people. I have emailed every single one of them, and not one was willing to work with us, right? Or there was one who was willing to work with us and then reneged, right? And so we want to work together. It's important that we work together. Their argument that we don't want to be just GE factories, every single ethnic studies department in the country that's strong has a strong GE component. And we know that the general education requirement is what feeds the major, what feeds the minor, and lets us reach out to students across the campus. The student here was precisely right. Our students are not educated unless they take an ethnic studies requirement. And so I want to challenge us when we come back next week to rethink our position and stop moving, stop tying yourself to white supremacy, stop tying yourself to a system that keeps people oppressed, and vision something bigger. Create an ethnic studies requirement.
Thank you.
Thank you.